Before I start, I would like to share with you a couple of subjects which we were discussing on the table. There was a question that why everyone was clapping and enjoying when Madhuri Dixit was being awarded. I hope all of us know that in our tradition, woman enjoys the highest position. Now it is not out of love and affection. It is out of that we know that goddess of wealth is Lakshmi. That's a woman. So it is our selfish interest. Second, Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, is also a woman. Third, Shakti, goddess of woman power, is also with the woman. So all the three powers are with the woman. Therefore we always So Nana was asking me, I said, well, you are a genius man, you should answer this question. So I hope he will follow it up. Then the second thing was that our friends have been addressing us NRIs. Today when I met the Chief Minister, I said we are no more NRIs in the free market economy. We are all Indians. Indians living abroad, Indians living in India. The difference is that we are bringing dollars and you are bringing in rupees into the country. There is no other difference. The third thing is that regarding the convention hall, today when we met the Chief Minister, we did suggest and request and showed him a way so that there could be no criticism, there could be no scandalism, and nobody would criticize. And I am sure today, when he speaks, he would confirm and announce that very soon we should have the convention hall, at least in the third millennium. Mumbai should have a bigger convention hall. Finally, this charming lady, Nanak, everyone has complimented me. I can only tell you that I don't deserve anything. I am just a human being sent by the nature or the divine. I execute the directions which are given to me. And all this what is of IndusInd is not due to me, but it is due to the government of India, state government, central government, and Mumbai, particularly the state of Maharashtra, and all our NRIs who are sitting here and who have been abroad. They have been the great supporters who have inspired to make this a success. As Mr. Hari Leela mentioned, ours is also a very close-knitted 4 brothers and 4 sons. So recently 3 sons got married, all the 3 daughters were confused that who are our in-laws. So all the sons know they have 4 fathers and 4 mothers. And all the daughter-in-laws know that they have 4 father-in-laws and mother-in-laws. So this is how we live. Now, I won't make a formal speech or addressing the names all of sitting on the dais, as Nanak Rupani has already done that job. But I would like to address, because a lot of things are concerning our Chief Minister, our Deputy Minister, our Cultural Minister. So I hope all of us will take it in a good spirit, and it's more a suggestion that how we can improve the conditions and quality of our life. Everywhere I can see dignitaries assembled here, each one more eminent than the other. What is it that has drawn them here? No doubt a part of the attraction is Nanak himself. But perhaps more than that, it is the various noble philanthropic causes that the Priyadarshini Academy promotes. Nanak has set a fine example worthy of emulation. All of us, especially businessmen, should follow the example of the academy and create such facilities and institutions. But as we all know, one can only give if one earns. And one can only earn if there is a faster economic growth. Fortunately for us, we have this great opportunity. When I say us, I mean more to the overseas Indians, because the Indians who were residing here in the protected economy, they had opportunities. But unfortunately, we didn't have those opportunities. So we are having for the first time. To achieve this, we would first need the blessings of Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of fortune. Second, or perhaps this is really the first, we need the blessings of our politicians and civil servants in the form of clearances. But what can the politicians do? If they make fast decisions, it becomes a scandal. If they take no decisions, they are criticized. The problem is not they. The problem is the existing system of the country. Therefore, there is an urgent need, sir, to amend the systems with special reference to electoral reforms and party funds, to expedite implementation and create basic infrastructure facilities. As we are facing today the infrastructure facilities of the convention hall, let us not waste our time in mudslinging and recrimination which only damages the name of India. If we create the required facilities, Indians can prove themselves to be equal to the best in the world. They have the best of the talent. Take for example, you heard about Solomon Raj, the managing director of the IndusInd Bank, who is one of the awardees today. He and most of his team came from a public sector background. But once they got an opportunity to create an institution in a free market environment, the same team built a bank which is today the most profitable among all the new private sector banks. Another example is our Nana, my dear friend sitting here, who has created a superlative environment for free market reforms and investments by overseas Indians. And many others have been very supportive. This tradition of free enterprise is part of our original culture, tracing back to the ancient Indus civilization. Therefore, let us not follow in the footsteps of some of the developed countries which have faced problems of accountability and transparency involving politicians, businessmen and spiritual people. If the present situation continues, it will be a shame, because India has such a great history, culture and tradition as practiced by leaders like Lokmanya Tilak, Vallabhbhai Patel, Veer Savarkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, of course Mahatma Gandhi. We all know that the cosmopolitan city of Mumbai, sir, everybody is scared to say Bombay, so I made it a point to say Mumbai, and the state of Maharashtra are the financial and industrial hubs of India. In our national anthem, the words Punjab, Sindhu, Gujarat, Maratha refer to the business belt of our country. Since Maratha is mentioned last, it also means that everything ultimately points towards Maharashtra. Therefore, we are fortunate that today we have with us Shri Manohar Joshi and Mr. Mundeji, who firmly believe in the free market system. Hence, they carry the responsibility of taking the lead and setting an example to the rest of the country. Just before coming here today, we had a meeting, very interesting meeting, very warm meeting with our Chief Minister and his colleagues. Colleagues means that practically the whole ministry was present there. Under his dynamic vision, the country will host for the first time a convention where overseas and resident Indian businessmen along with IndusInd Federation, FICCI and CII will participate in collaboration with the government of Maharashtra. Now this is for the first time the Chief Minister of Maharashtra has taken a step to welcome and in association with the overseas Indians to have this conference. This will not be just another usual convention or conference, but a business-like meet where actually investment agreements will be concluded. If not concluded, at least identified, and projects will be cleared in advance. Today, our 50% of financial and industrial strength of India is concentrated in Maharashtra. Therefore, we should have proper infrastructure facilities, especially a convention center. Sir, please make it sure that this happens today. For holding such conferences, we know that this is very much on CM's mind. We are confident that you will take the lead in this matter also. Lastly, I compliment all the award winners and wish them all success. Let us give them and Nanak a big hand. Finally, we have all our leading overseas Indians here who have inspired me and encouraged me to say all this, because I have a lot of support. So otherwise normally I wouldn't have felt comfortable to speak all these things so frankly. Thank you very much.